Hey guys, Lee here bringing you some Hex, and I am on the final boss of the Frost Arena today. It looks like it's Princess Cory. I have not seen this boss. We lost once in Stage 1 to Spambot and once in Stage 3 to Warbot, and I will have a deck tech after the video. This is a mono green budget Stomp deck. Let's get into the battle. What is his ability? Target opposing card transformed to a random artifact, constant, or troop with the same cost. Interesting, but considering I have mostly into the battlefield effects, I'm okay with that. We're not going to keep that hand. Ooh, I'll keep that one. I start with a resource in play. Yay. Okay. At the start of game, he has all 5 colors. I feel like this is what happened last time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was someone else I was playing. End opponent's turn. Oh, interesting. I think we're just gonna... No, to play the Justicar of Arendelle, we're gonna need to get the resource from the Howling Brave, or the threshold from the Howling Brave. And then if something happens, I can Wild Growth in response to like a burn spell. Let's see what he has. Holiday. Oh, I think his deck is just full of like the Kickstarter reward cards. This transforms into a random troop with cost +1, retains its power. When Holiday becomes exhausted, put a random Holiday from your deck into your hand. Is there more than one Holiday? Interesting. Oh, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. When this enters play, the next troop in your deck gets... That doesn't count as an interplay, though. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna Justicar of Arendelle, because 4/4s for 3 that can't be countered are really strong. And we're just going to play super duper aggressive, because I have the feeling that late game his shenanigans just become too much to deal with. There's another red source. What does the hood do? Each of your cards, when it becomes exhausted, put a random card. Okay. So that... Oh, a Savage Raider. That's fine. I have no problem dealing with a Savage Raider. So looks like my best bet in this match is going to be to hopefully draw into a Crocosaur and then just kill his board that way. We're just going to play this unempowered. Howling Brave. Get all the resources out and hopefully draw something good. I don't have any late game answers to what he has in my hand right now. Although the Mentor of Oakhenge can search us. Hopefully something good. Maybe we'll get a Crocosaur, maybe a Genesis Hydra, something like that. I don't know if I mentioned at the start of the video, Brandon is in a Skype call with me, so if you hear clicking and clacketing in the background, he's also playing Hex. Are you doing a Frost Arena?
I'm actually playing Gale with 3 reversals right now, but I'm with you in spirit.
I see. Help Hero Elite Samurai. Sacrifice a troop. Target troop gets... That's kind of bad.
I'm kind of not saying anything because I have played Princess Cory several times, and I kind of want to see what you think of it.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's kind of an interesting boss fight.
Sacrifice another troop. Target troop gets... Sure, we're actually going to sacrifice the Storm Drummer to blow up that. And then I'm going to Carnosaurus, I think. I think I'm just going to clear his board. I'd like to get the health from battling, but I think it's probably better just to clear his board. So Mentor of Oakhenge, and we will swing for 10 here. Look at that. He'll probably play something next turn, but if he doesn't, we win. And if he does, we can always trade in our Mentor of Oakhenge. That is Mentor of Oakhenge whenever it dies. Okay, so I can just sacrifice it to the Samurai. Lixil the Deathless Gem. Yeah, that's a strong card. Whew. Oh, okay, so I just win here. Is that right? Do I just win? Wild Growth. Sure. Wild Growth. Sure. Right? He's not invincible, it's just that creature. Look at that, we beat Princess Cory.
Depending on the deck, Princess Cory, like if you play a deck with a few creatures, Princess Cory can be like awful, but if you're in green, then...
I am playing a creature-based green deck.
Yeah.
Boss win, bonus, gold power, 7,000 gold. I love it. Ooh, Sword Dancer's Limp. Is that a peg leg joke? It is. Buccaneers become quick troops. That's really strong.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Ooh, Voidstone Blade. Your chaotic rips have interrupt target card. An erupted card transforms to a random chaos touch. It gets cost 0. Put it into your hand. Whoa.
Dude, if you get one of the legendary chaos touched off of that, that's so much mana advantage.
Oh my, what? Helm of Life. Your packs of life have pay 5, create a random resource, and put it into your hand.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a legendary helmet right there. Dang. Land vs. Princess Cory, Wrathwood Mitts have then transform 9 random wild shards into your deck into Wrathwood Colossi.
Oh, that's a really good equipment.
That's stupid. I guess if you're casting Wrathwood Colossus, you don't really need it anymore.
Exactly.
Robotic multi-tool, if it is a robot. That's cool. Alright guys, let me pull up the deck here and we will do a quick deck tech for you. So the hero we use is Polonius. You could probably get away with a lot of the other green heroes, especially the one that creates the Gigantosaur or the Smashodon and puts it into your hand. That works really well with the only constant in the deck, which is Primordial Caverns, or Primordial Caves. But I don't know, I really like getting just the 6/6 and putting it into play. That applies so much board pressure immediately. As far as lands go, we run 22. It's 14 Wild Shards, 4 Crackling Vortex, 4 Primal Essence. Crackling Vortex and Primal Essences are probably not required to run the deck, although I would much prefer to have the Primal Essence than not. If you're not going to use Polonius and use something with a lower charge cost, Crackling Vortex is not at all necessary. This is a budget deck, so a lot of these cards really aren't necessary. Argus Herald of Doom is not required. There's a lot of other green cards. Anything with flying really is a good way to replace Argus with. I run 1 Eternal Guardian. I don't really need this in the deck. Again, it's just another win condition towards those the Warbot deck. This is
a lot of the advantage of Eternal Guardian is, especially against the AI, it's a lot more impactful because they don't know how to play around his passive ability.
Right. So if you can get this out, it's kind of a win. If you can't afford Eternal Guardians, don't fret. There are plenty of other cards. You could probably just run another flyer or run a flyer and you will be fine. For Chlorophyllias, as far as uncommons go, these are a little expensive. They are also required to run the deck, so this deck's going to be a tiny bit pricier than Mono Red, although I think it's a lot more fun to play. 3 Feral Ogres, just because I had 3 in my collection and there's not really a point to having more. Wow, that equipment is really strong. It's a 3/2 crush for 2, and you're just trying to beat your opponent down as brutally as possible. Genesis Hydras, 4 4s for 4. with the equipment there, 5/5s. This is in there just because the AI often will attack stupidly, and they don't know how to deal with the Genesis Hydra, especially the burn decks. They'll try to Rage Fire this, and it just gets stronger, and there's not much they can do. Howling Brave and Howling Brave is another 1-drop. It just gets you a lot of the mana you need, and that green threshold early game is really strong, especially if you're playing with Primal Essences and Crackling Vortexes, so you can get the effect of those lands while also getting your green threshold. For Wild Growth is a card that you probably should get your hands on. It's a quick action for 1 that gives something 3/3. It's essentially Giant Growth. Then it gets cost 0 and goes back into your deck. I would like to get the Feral Maul. I just didn't have one in my collection, and I didn't buy any equipment. This is just basic equipment I had lying around. Mentor of Oakhenge, I would pick these up if I were you. The Mentors are strong in general. They're just creatures that turn into basic actions or quick actions and go into your hand. This one becomes Oakhenge Ceremony, which lets you search the top 5 cards of your deck for a troop and put it into your hand. And when you have cards like Crocosaur, Carnosaur, and Chompasaur, that's really powerful. Carnosaur, I would like more. They are not required because you do have Feral Ogres in the 2-drop slot. It's a 2/2 for 2. When it enters play, you can have it battle something. That battling effect is really, really strong early in the game, while late in the game, his passive ability, when a troop you control battles gain 2 health, is really strong. This lets you put the pressure on without really worrying about losing. Crocosaur is the priciest card in the deck. They're about 350 plat each. They're 5/6s for 5. That when they enter play, you may have this battle 2 target opposing troops. And you can't have it battle 1, it's either 2 or none. There's not really a substitute, so if you have these, this deck is probably for you. If you don't have these, I recommend getting your hands on them. I would love more. But I just don't have the plat lying around right now to get more.
I'd say the only substitute for something like that would be the Crazy Squirrel Titan that battles on entry. One true.
Which one?
But the Squirrel Titan?
The Squirrel Titan would also be a good substitute, yeah, if you want to run this deck, for sure. Chompasaur is the 4/4 for 5 with Crush. When it enters play, you may destroy target artifact or constant, gain health equal to the destroyed card's mana cost. So this is incredibly powerful versus the vast majority of decks. And if you take this deck into PvP, this is going to give you a lot of value. This is going to be played in... After the first 5 matches, you're probably going to be killing something with Chompasaur once or twice a game. And when you're playing against the robots, you're killing Argus, you're killing Eternal Guardians. There's a lot you can kill with Chompasaur. Oh, did I tell you? I guess I didn't tell you, Brandon. I found out there is an AI that has Vampire King.
Yeah.
Jackson told me about it. He played it, and I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with that, dropping the Crocosaur. Justicar of Arendelle is a 4/4 for 3 that cannot be interrupted. That is very, very strong. But it also has the Empower, which gives this so much versatility. If you have the ramp, play an 8/8 that can't be countered for 6. Your opponent just cannot respond to that. Or, if you don't have the ramp, play a 4/4 for 3. That applies so much pressure. Either you can attack and win the game off this, or you can just dirtle until you get the lands. Lastly, I run 1 Primordial Cave. It's not required. I just find it to be hilarious, especially in those later matches, where you can just secretly get free 6/6 crushes, or whatever you want, really, just creating random dinosaurs, and a lot of the dinosaurs are really strong. This also works really well if you are running Argus in the deck, because the moment you draw Argus, Primordial Caves triggers and gives you a free dinosaur. Alright guys, that's it for me. For the equipment, I think we have Chlorophilia, the Ceremonial Guard for the Mentors of Oakhenge, Snakeskin Sandals, and then we have this Carnosaurus Tooth, which actually never came up, it was never relevant once. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.